In this video, we will see 10 signs that you're really a genius. Hello and welcome to KYC News. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Number 10. Introversion. If you enjoy maintaining, you prefer to be alone and observe yourself than be a part of a rowdy group, or believe that it sounds like a secluded grotto in the mountains. The ideal vacation. You may be brilliant. According to studies, 75% of people introverts are those with IQ exceeding 160. The cause? Those who are more outgoing value winning others. People that enjoy partying and are socially when standing. Introverts think about way they perceive and interact with the world around them by their effort to fulfill themselves. In a social setting, the introvert will typically opt to be observant and take in their environment, unlike the extroverted socialite who would utter whatever notion that occurs to you. The capacity to withdraw from discourse can prevent them from being trapped in the adhere to their studies instead of societal demands. Some of the most brilliant minds ever were infamously unsocial. Stanley Kubrick, the 2001 A Space Odyssey director. Kubrick rarely appeared in public and was incredibly covert. The writer Emily Dickinson experienced agoraphobia, hardly leaving her house for the last 20 her life years. And even Michael Jackson, the king of pop, he spent some time alone at his Neverland Ranch days. So if you feel like your social anxiety is too much to handle, please keep in mind that you are not alone. You might be around some smart people. Number 9. Sense of humor. The jokester in class not be as foolish as he seems. Apparently, having a good sense of humor is one of the primary indicators of intelligence. People acquired their sense of humor as a stress reduction strategy that evolved over time and to overcome difficulties. Therefore, it's unexpected that the funniest among us more advanced mentally. According to studies, having a sense of, in fact, humor and intelligence are more closely related than creativity, even just a little. The innate knowledge of humor and what makes people laugh is extremely connected to mathematics and rhythm, and sure enough, according to studies, those with good judgment in math do better. Sense of humor is not the only factor that influences what kind of sense of humor does intelligence require. Does, too. Author of the journal Cognitive Processing proposed and demonstrated that the more dimly lit, the stronger the sense of humor. The Joker is always one step ahead, so it makes sense that Batman. The 8th point, insomnia, may hold the key. Why owls are said to be intelligent. While the common people are sleeping and cuddling, geniuses are born to be. We are all familiar with the controversial Da Vinci Code. He was not the only one who had nap schedules. Who, in order to think, replied no to a wink. Many exceptionally bright people experience insomnia and common inconsistent sleep patterns, despite having different IQ. According to studies, some of the more successful individuals sleep less than average 8 hours. One explanation could be that a genius struggles being so exhausted at night that they are overactive synapses and whirling thoughts around. Many artists discover comfort in the calm of the night and find renewed energy. Finally leaving them is the world around them, alone with their own ideas. Additionally, scientists have proposed that geniuses may be able to work with equal to or greater more advanced brain function than most, even when sleeping as much as is required. Number 7. Swearing. It is well known that some use profanity as a crutch, a more limited vocabulary. Scientists disagree, though. There is a connection, according to their findings, depending on how good a swearer you are and your command of the language. The studies they conducted examined participants' understanding of common terms and contrasted them due to their familiarity with foul language, and the results indicated that those with greater having a large vocabulary could also had the most bleeps recorded. They also conducted a test to determine how many words that most people could recite in a minute, followed by an IQ test, which revealed that those who were most capable of conjuring curses, higher IQs, were checked for. The hypothesis they came up with based on the findings is that there's a tendency for folks to swear a lot, to be more capable of making their own individual expressions. Smelly and sloppy is the sixth point. Wearing the same pair of socks daily and disregarding to take a shower or find it difficult to maintain workspace is tidy. Don't alter yourself to appease us, you might have genius disorder. Why? Many extremely smart people are slobs. Because they would become time disoriented while an intense focus or set priorities such as experimentation or invention in front of their individual grooming disorganization is frequently linked to geniuses. Their distinctive mentality. What the average person may mistake for a pig enclosure to a genius, Joe might make perfect sense. Particularly creative people are discovered to have own distinctive organization that might not the cleanliness of the outside world has. The well-known Renaissance artist Michelangelo for the Sistine Chapel's artwork and the statue of David Chapel was particularly messy. He hardly never changed clothes or took a bath. His attire. He would occasionally wear his shoes. That when they were removed from his feet's skin would flake off along with them. That does sort of make Einstein's lack of a comb seem rather typical. Number 5, laziness. If getting there is difficult, simple household tasks are completed, and even difficult to get oneself to do things you love. If your print is permanently visible on the couch, don't stand up just yet. Instead, recline. Then mark another box on the list of geniuses. One of the causes of geniuses' laziness, things that less intellectual people perform their days with activities like errands and exercise. The genius could dismiss or disregard something in the way of inquiry and creation. Laziness can also be attributed to outsiders' perception. It can take a lot longer for regular people to accomplish a task than a genius who can postpone it till the last minute and still show up with flying colors through. The average individual appears proactive as a result, as well as being overworked and a procrastinator. A genius could also be able to use shortcuts or discover workarounds for issues that nobody else can. The gifted's tendency towards sloth is also blamed to the fact that, despite how they might be doing nothing, but their mind is active, they are in hyperdrive and juggling a lot of ideas at once. Rather than cutting the yard, why not stay in your PJs and understand string theory? Number 4, addiction. This is one of genius's facets that you should not attempt to develop. We cannot, however, dispute that there is a strong trend of addiction in exceptionally talented people. One of the causes for the existence of geniuses victims of addiction because to their excessive workload of the mind. The inability of geniuses to turn off their regardless of whether they are original ideas or unreasonable stresses of daily existence. This prompts intellectuals to seek refuge through self-medication and has resulted in several extremely serious, talented individuals abusing booze and losing themselves or other hazardous materials. Psychologists believe there is another explanation. That so many of our smartest people succumb to addiction is that their creativity or intelligence may be connected to mental disease. The number of persons with great intelligence who are afflicted by illnesses like depression, anxiety, and obsessive-compulsive disorder is astounding. Number 3, adaptability. Do you have a sharp mind? Standing up? Do you think you have the capacity to grow and change? In tough times? One of the primary characteristics of genius. Whenever a new or unexpected problem arises, the layperson may falter or attempt to retreat on their list of pre-made solutions. The genius will make the most of their talent to approach a topic in a novel way. One's capacity for adaptation directly relates to based on their propensity for creativity. This is the cause of all the wonderful creations resulted from issues that were formerly thought to be intractable. A genius can also excel through being adaptable. The remainder when working in a group setting, unlike someone with a normal IQ, possibly incapable of accepting criticism or to put aside their personal judgments, a genius will develop via feedback and let the creative fires of others' thoughts be stoked and incorporate prowess into them. Abraham Lincoln is one of the reasons why his talent made him one of America's greatest presidents. To consider concepts from various perspectives, including the opposition. Not only can a genius use lemons to make lemonade, but use the lemons in various ways, like getting rid of weeds and canning vegetables. Number 2, left-handed, righties. I apologize, this one that you cannot pick. There has been much discussion on whether or not your dominant hand affects one's ability to inventiveness and intelligence. Mark Twain, Mozart, Da Vinci, and Bill, to mention a few. Southpaws include Gates. You could, however, locate a list of just as good alternatives. If you tried, would you be right-handed? Then again, it might not all be speculative after all. Studies have revealed that typically, left-handers accentuate the right brain hemispheres developed. This region of the brain regulates one's capacity to make mental images of objects manifest, additionally, to calculate and distinguish the spaces, among other things. People that are left-handed also have a stronger brain link between the two sides, facilitating their ability to comprehend information. Left-handed people may be responsible for this connectedness, adapting to a right-handed world, so become more ambidextrous as a result. Why do you think most baseball switch hitters? Do players begin left-handed? First, are you a jack of all trades at numerous things, but fall short the superiority in a particular field? Even though selecting a may be challenging for your job path, there is a good chance that you possess a spark of brilliance. There is evidence of a substantial link between having knowledge of several subjects, better intelligence, as well. Understanding of several disciplines and trades encourages creative problem solving and application, something that would appear to be unrelatable, a novel approach to the issue at hand. Solution: consider Leonardo da Vinci, a Renaissance man. David Vinci, the profound anatomical curiosity of Da Vinci helped him develop into one of the most precise human form painters and sculptors. Even the term genius who excels exists. Polymath in a variety of skills. Aristotle, among other well-known polymaths, a biologist, poet, musician, and philosopher. Howard Hughes, an entrepreneur and director, as well as an aviator with a record. Of course, the ambassador was Benjamin Franklin. Among other things, brought the bifocals to France, novel ideas, and hundreds of proverbs which are still in use. Thus, if someone informs you that you possess too many, you might respond, "You don't have any hobbies." Thank you for watching, and see you on next video.